Oh, hey, didn't see you there. He lied, knowing full well he set the camera up for the express purpose of making a video about how I broke my leg. This was a couple weeks ago now, so thankfully my leg's been healing up. So I was up logging with some guys up in the woods. I live in the Pacific Northwest. We have a good bit of woods around here. Anyway, we were up on a pretty steep hill, and we had felled a tree halfway up the hill. You know, the traffic doesn't seem to want to stop, even though I'm making a video. We felled a tree halfway up the hill, you know, and we had two guys on the tree cutting out about 17, 20-inch rounds of the logs and then rolling them down the hill. This was a pretty steep hill, you know, like a 60-degree angle or something. Maybe I'm hyperbolizing it, but it was steep enough that you're climbing the hill, not walking up it. You know, zone 3 cardio, zone 5, I don't know. Anyway, so it's a steep hill. There's a road at the bottom of the hill, and then not the bottom of the hill, but at the bottom of where we wanted the logs to go, there's a good drop off on the other side. So we would, the two guys would cut the rounds from the big tree, roll them down. There was like a 3-foot ditch on the inner side of the hill, and we'd hope they'd stop there. But these being big boys, wow, I guess somebody's getting murdered. These being big boy rounds, they had quite a bit of inertia, so sometimes they'd bounce out of the ditch, these big 100, 200 pound logs, fly all the way across the road and plummet down like 100 feet on the other side, never to be seen again, we hope, by any human. It'd be sad if somebody's house disappeared, like the big bad wolf just showed up because we threw a log and didn't bother to check where it landed. Anyway, that's a bit of foreshadowing. So I was down in the ditch. We would have the two guys who are cutting the rounds off the log call out when they're sending a log down, so that, you know, no fatalities. Anyway, they had just sent 2 rounds down, so me and another guy figured, well, you know, of course, no more rounds will be coming because we only have 2 guys cutting rounds. So we hopped down in the ditch. He grabbed one round, I grabbed the other round, started to hike it out of the ditch. And I was braced up like a mountain goat on the side of this thing, you know. Right leg up here, left leg in the danger zone. Sorry for the cut, but anyway, as I was saying, left leg in the danger zone. Not that I thought there was a danger zone. Anyway, I'm pulling this log, heaving it out over the side of the ditch, and I hear a little rustle behind me in the undergrowth, as it were. And I turn around to see, you know, brown Sonic the Hedgehog bouncing and rolling at high speeds, about level with me on the other side of the ditch. And as I say, these are high speeds. So I couldn't move. I had a big log in my arm. There was nothing I could do mobility-wise to avoid my inevitable doom. Anyway, I take it straight in the side of the leg. Thankfully, thank God, I was braced against the side of the ditch, so rather than being kind of snapped in half like that, folded over, run over, steamrolled and all that, I was just kind of, you know, hammer and anvil type thing. So it battered me pretty hard and ended up fracturing my fibula. I didn't know it at the time, and this is where the second part of the title comes in, if I am titling this what I think it's going to be. There are a few freaky moments in there where I'm pulling myself out of this ditch, hoping that, of course, there aren't any other sneak attack ninja logs coming down the mountainside while I'm vulnerable and dying. Because these things could take a head off, you know? Anyway, few freaky moments, as I say. I'm hiking myself out of the ditch now, checking my leg, pulling up my pant leg to see if my leg is still straight, because I had no idea what was going on. There was just a lot of shock and trauma, more trauma than I've experienced in the rest of my childhood, which is saying something. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I pulled myself out. I'm looking at my leg. It looks straight enough. So I'm like, okay, great. The bone can't be broken. I didn't remember that there were 2 bones in the leg at the moment. So I get up. I sit there for a little bit, but I don't want to be in the danger zone of all the logs that could possibly be flying across the road. So I try and hop up and waddle myself off somewhere on a broken leg. This being something of a tradition, because when I sprained my left ankle before, it was at a karate class. I fell one way and my ankle rolled the other way. I heard a distinct popping sound, and I didn't know whether it was broken or anything then. But I gave it a minute and then stood back up and finished the karate class and drove myself home. So, according to my personal tradition, you sort of ignore leg injuries. Anyway, that was not smart. As the adrenaline faded off, and later that day I tried walking on it some more, there was a searing demonic pain flooding my leg. Thankfully, I don't think it worsened it that badly, and the fracture itself was non-displaced. So, very ideal broken bone. Yeah, I got it x-rayed. We saw the fracture, and I've been developing curious new walking patterns for the last couple weeks. And that, I believe, is the end of my story.